Did you guys see that one of our listeners found the cure for a stomach bug?
Oh, really?
Messaged us on Instagram. So this was Tyson from Australia down under. Okay. Said he felt sick. He was on the way to the doctor's office, not one of ours. Said he bought a pack of NFL Prizm.
Yeah.
And while in the waiting room, he pulled a Justin Herbert, red, white, and blue rookie card, just like that.
Of course
so he says, did. Yeah. And then so he says, I walked out of there feeling better than ever. I found the cure for a stomach bug. It's a Herbert rookie.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mystery Bay. And I am joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone call for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
Great.
And if you are a PSA group submitter in the state of Florida with the word gem in your name, forget about Johnny. Here's Timmy.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
This week, we're going to get into some questions from you guys at home. We're going to talk hockey. What?
And this time.
And Dr. Tim Sir and NBA Prizm and more. So first, though, Chad, you have been collecting some questions, have you not?
Yes, sir, I have, Ricky. I was trying to think of show topics for this week, so I went to our faithful fan base at Instagram, hoping to get an idea for a segment, and instead we got about 10,000 responses. Not, give or take 10,000, but it was pretty close to that. And so, guys, I got a bunch of questions for you. Some of these are questions, some of them are topics, some of them are just statements. So we're going to go around the horn style, and we're going to have some conversation about what our fans want to hear about.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Ricky, you've got the hardest question.
What's that?
Marbury 3 Collector says, make fun of each other. So for the next 60 minutes, we will sit here and make fun of each other.
Oh, 100% chance. Starting with a nice haircut, Chad. I really like.
You know what? I didn't cut my hair this week, nor did I shave in the last week because of the hockey segment. I kid you not.
You got the hockey beard going. There you go.
I'm trying to give it the full immersive experience for our fans.
Yeah. This is our hockey beard moment. So from 90s _.
No. Shut up, Tim.
Chad,
I asked the questions to you.
just sit back and respond, clown.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I'll mute my mic.
Yes. From 90s b-ball cards. Tim, who is the best player to collect from the 1990s? But also, why is it Penny Hardaway?
No, there's like at least 30 other players that I would pick before Penny Hardaway. Although, if you made a Funko Pop of Little Penny, then I'd be all ears. Remember?
Yes. Why hasn't there been some sort of throwback card to Penny and Little Penny?
No, it's completely, that's a crime for the hobby right there. There needs to be a Funko Pop of Little Penny.
Oh my gosh. That would be amazing.
Like it's a little Funko Pop.
Penny. Yeah, exactly.
So, Tim, who is the best player to collect from the 90s? Put Jordan aside because we know that Jordan's going to be it, right? But second to Jordan, who would you say is the best player to collect?
Grant Hill was pretty popular, but for me, I was a huge fan of Dominique and Clyde. Like, I just loved watching them play. You got Reggie, Tim Hardaway, Lonzo. I was wearing the Lonzo starter jacket.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't have any of his cards, but yeah.
Do you have any other cards from players of the 90s?
No. I need to fix that. Aside from Pippen, right? But
right. Ricky, I bet you do, though.
Yes. I was sorry about that. Forgot to exit out of my email. I did. That's really when I started getting into it, was the rookie year of Larry Johnson, Dikembe Mutombo. Upper Deck, I remember chasing those two rookie cards and getting super excited when I got them. I remember Lonzo Mourning, Shaq,
yeah,
Penny has to be up there. That was a great time to collect. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah, I mean you got Reggie, Larry Bird. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Dikembe, can't forget the finger wag.
You know, if we're talking about Penny and Little Penny, how is there not a throwback card with Dikembe and the quote, "Who wants to sex Mutombo?"
No, exactly. That should be on the back of a card somewhere. Come on, that's a no-brainer. The image should be the finger wag, and that should be on the back of the card. You can even show the moment where he stuffs Michael Jordan. I mean, like you can just.
It'd be the greatest one. No,
put the card out.
No, you know what the picture would be? It would be the 8 seed beating the 1 seed, and him crying on the ground. That would be the greatest one of all time.
Panini, get your crap together and make this happen.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, Ricky, moving on here.
Yeah.
From Rarely Myers, is Kyle Wax Museum, is he the fourth host of the show or is he the fourth wall? This is your best bud, so I figured this one should go to you.
Let me tell you what Kyle is. First of all, the fourth wall is you, sir, the person who asked me the question, Mr. Rarely Myers. Kyle is the fourth to the left zit on my It's infected. It's pussy. It's going to turn in.
Write that in a chart.
It's going to turn into a boil probably. That's what Kyle is. Next question.
Oh, all right. Well, moving right along here.
Love you, Kyle.
Tim, this one comes from BYU Brian, and he wants to know your thoughts on UFC cards in the future.
Why not? It's coming. April. It's coming. Panini got their license to UFC. MMA stuff is coming. I dug into it a little bit. So it's not just Prizm. The other releases they chose are going to be Select, Chronicles, and Immaculate. I mean, the Chronicles is just kind of weird.
Just a recycle.
Yeah. They're just going to throw whatever idea didn't stick in their cutting room, into a card basically there. But the Prizm is interesting. You think about other sports, especially basketball. The first year of Prizm was a big deal. So is this going to be a big deal in the future? It's got some global appeal, right? It's not just the US. You'd think it's kind of a niche market, but it's crazy popular. I don't know. It's going to be pretty cool, I think.
Now, Immaculate has a lot of relics and like game worn stuff in there. I mean, is there going to be like game used band-aids and
blood used?
Yep.
Chalk straps.
Bloody boxers.
Blood used pube. Patch auto.
Let's see. Holyfield ear.
BUPPA.
So these cards could be worth a lot. I did see Card Ladder had Topps Museum Collection UFC 2019 like hobby boxes, and they have 3x to 4x the box value in the last 6 months.
Really?
Just since release?
Oh no, so it was a 2019 box. So we're in 2021 now.
Okay, right.
Man, the hobby as a whole,
just over the last 6 months, just zoop.
I understand what you're saying. Yep.
The hobby as a whole is just like going insane as a bubble. Like in one of the card groups that Chad and I are in, have you noticed they're like, someone was writing like, anyone have any sealed tops and Pokemon cards? And like, they're like gone in like 10 seconds. They're like, yep, got 3 of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So yes, thank you, BYU Brian. Ricky.
Yes.
From Mostly 90s Basketball Cards, how do you organize your collection? I thought this one was perfect for you. Yes. And then the second part of this question is, when is a safe deposit box needed? That one might go to Tim, but Ricky, how do you organize your cards?
So the way you organize your cards is, first you start with your organized junk box, for lack of a better term. This is every base, every insert, card. You organize it by the big three: basketball, baseball, football. There is a miscellaneous box as well for the other weirdo sports. And then you go by team in alphabetical order by their location. So Atlanta Braves, Arizona
gets traded?
Diamondbacks. You have to make a judgment call. I typically go with the jersey. Well, tops, or no, not tops, hoops, which always comes out too early. So they always have that little traded to, and they can get screwed. I just put them in whatever jersey they're in on the card.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then you have your, of course, collection of all your hits, your patches, your autos that are not worth anything, aka one of your junk boxes. You may have a number of cards that you think may be valuable someday at some point in time. Another junk box, which, by the way, I have a reveal. We're going to dive into the old vault on Instagram later this week and
Ricky,
see what we find.
Tim, quadruple or nothing. I don't know how to say 5 or nothing else. I think that's where we truly are.
It's a 5 or nothing. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right, sorry, Ricky, go ahead.
And then I have a certain drawer with my valuable cards that I may want to get graded someday. My personal collection, for lack of a better term, but that's about the size of a drawer.
It actually is a drawer, I think.
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
It is a drawer.
Yep.
A couple. And then I wouldn't know how much when a safe deposit box is needed. I have not reached that level. I think Timmy probably has.
I talked to about with my wife, and she just started laughing at me. She's like, "You don't have any cards that are worth a safe deposit box."
She laughed at you? Oh, sad. She doesn't know that.
At best, Chad and I could go to Office Depot and get those punch in your number ones from in the hotels.
Yeah,
hey, that's better than nothing.
That's our
thief
life.
would have to walk pretty slow to get that out of the house. That's actually a pretty interesting question. I think the most valuable card I ever owned was a Babe Ruth cut auto from 2005.
Right.
Speed Legendary Cuts. And I never put that in a safe deposit box. I mean, it was in a safe, but then the debate was, so what good is it doing inside of a safe? I can't even display it and enjoy it. So that's a decision for people, I think, between the line of, am I collecting or am I investing? If I'm having fun with the hobby, I want to leave that out and not just shoved into a safe deposit box. But if I'm investing, then I'm just stashing slabs left and right inside of a bank vault. And the threshold for value is kind of interesting. I saw a guy post Justin Herbert patch auto from RPA from Panini One, pretty hot release recently. And he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to put this in a safe deposit box." So was he right? Was he wrong? That was his threshold. And I don't think that's much higher than a 4-figure card. That's a lot of money to a lot of people, but is that worthy of a safe deposit box? I don't know. Everybody's threshold is different there.
That's the moral of the story, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Tim, you're up next. What volume is an appropriate level to listen to sports ball on TV? My husband wants to turn it up to 10,000, and I think he's just trying to drown me out. And this is from my wife. No. Next question.
My God Almighty.
No. I'll turn it up as loud as I need to.
I think that just sounds like an excuse for you to dig a little deeper for your man cave, soundproof those walls.
Yeah, that's right.
Be able to just watch sports with your receiver dialed up to at least minus 16 decibels or something. It's pretty loud.
All right, Ricky.
Yes.
Boston Steve. He wants to know an update on 2021 collecting goals. If you recall, a few episodes ago, we made some goals for 2021.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with you. How are you doing with goals?
Well, I think I have some audio that would sum it up.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I think I hit the wrong one. Let's try this one. Yeah, so let's start with the fact that I had to go back into our archive and figure out what my goals were about an hour ago.
I almost pulled it. I almost pulled your goals thinking, you know what, Ricky's not even going to know what the hell he's talking about on the show. I should have.
No, so that I still decided I would look at them one by one, see how I'm doing. And I've been doing terribly. I have not prospected. I have not bought any PC rookies. I have been getting in the Nico Mannion game, hot and heavy, thanks
Nico
to
nice. Okay, that's good.
Thanks to our boy Mr. Carter, I think Mr. Carter.
Yep. Yeah, it was Mr. Carter.
Let's see. Yep.
Goals at home, though. You told us, you were trying to work on some other stuff like cutting out soda, and you've done a good job of that, right?
No.
No, I tried to set you up and
so hard,
bust you.
Chad.
Your wife sent me photos of soda
No!
cans. Your desk.
There's at least 4 cans there. Is that 5?
Fuck God!
Fall for the trap.
No, I won't say much. I'm interviewing for an important position, and there's a lot of stress at home. I just wrapped a multi-day trial, got another big one next week, and then I can finally breathe easy. So, no, I've been terrible with collecting. I've been terrible at talking to you guys. I barely make it here.
I've never been more disappointed in you than not falling for that trap. I think this show has run its course. Tim, what about you and your goals? Quickly tell. Okay, Ricky, go ahead.
Yeah, no, let's hear Timmy's goals, but we did get a call from Boston Steve too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tell us about your goals first, Timmy.
Oh. Jordan rookie card, check. Hobby pack 1. Way overpaid. We'll talk about that later, I think. I'm definitely more focused in my collecting. I've mostly been picking up valuable Chicago players. I am no longer a Bears fan, though, so that took Walter Payton off my list. Maybe I shouldn't have, but yeah, I'm making progress. I haven't picked up any junk cars that I was just like, hey, I'm going to flip.
So, Tim, you know how you were going to document investing in cards and how it's like going?
Yeah, that was an idea once upon a time.
Yeah, and then like you went to the show in Dallas.
Uh-huh.
And you got some cards that you were going to invest in.
Yeah.
And then you know how the vet sucked it out? Specifically, your cat sucked it out of about half that money out of your pocket.
Yeah, you did.
You gonna do a short on that? A pack on that?
I could. Yeah, maybe we should. That's a longer story than is appropriate for this whole segment.
Okay, so we have voicemail from Boston Steve.
Let's hear it.
What's up, guys? Boston Steve here. I normally call with some obnoxious, scripted, contrived voicemail, but today I just wanted to call and just respond to your last few shows, and specifically you, Chad. I really appreciate what you've been putting out there as far as trying to adjust to the hobby and some of the frustrations and disappointments of not being able to grade or buy wax and trying to find some enjoyment or pleasure out of the hobby. So with the understanding that the worst advice is the unsolicited advice, I just wanted to share that I feel those same frustrations, and it's been a different hobby, and it's not bad. I'm selling and making money, and that's good, but it's not as enjoyable at times. 2 things that I did that I took a lot of pleasure in and I found a lot of fun with was, 1, I went back to my childhood and picked a favorite player that I had. For me, that was D. Brown, 91 Slam Dunk champion, Noah's Dunk, D. Brown.
All right.
And found some cards of his to collect. And specifically for me, I went after every refractor from his playing years. I also then put together an autograph rainbow, and that was very cheap, and the chase was fun. And I talked with new collectors that remembered him and had a lot of conversations. So that was a lot of fun. I also had a lot of enjoyment recently putting together a low end but short printed insert set. So for me, that was the 2016 Studio Rock Solid. It's sort of a die cut set. I think they're case hits or something. And outside of Kobe, it was very affordable, and that was a lot of fun too, and had a lot of interactions with collectors around that. So I am also, selling and saving up money for big cards, and I'm also pulling money out of the hobby, which is not something I would have expected. But those were two things that I found a lot of enjoyment with. So just wanted to bounce that off you. Maybe some listeners out there, you guys yourselves, take something away from that. So as always, thanks for taking the time to do the content, guys, and be well.
Was he actually being genuine? Tim, he's like the patient who comes in and, like they're kind of having a mellow visit, but they're always the patient who at the end of the visit's like, oh yeah, also I have this stabbing chest pain and I passed out 7 times on the way to the car. And like, you're just waiting for him to drop a bomb on your head.
Yeah. We were waiting for the hidden agenda or like the hidden jab there, Steve. Where was it? Where was it?
Just remember this. He is the same. This is the same guy as this.
Well, Ricky, that sounds like a very valid point and honestly a compelling argument. I think that would be a good concession for Chad to make as you guys plan for this event.
Well played. Well played.
Good advice, Steve. Very, very good advice. Well, guys, to close, we had 2 follow-up questions or topics for the show, and these 2 will segue perfectly into our next segment.
Okay.
Nebrolian, PC, says he wants to hear anything but Ricky doing reviews of product he has never opened. Which he is really on a roll with this. I mean, this is like a daily thing. He messaged us about this.
He's really angry about this, huh? It's really got him
let that one go.
losing some sleep over it.
I don't know that he's angry. He's just highly entertained, I think. But.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point, as we all are. And number 2, Ranger Mike, fan of New York Rangers, wants hockey. And you know what? Both of those 2 things fit perfectly together. Ooh. So, guys, in our next segment, we're going to talk about a little bit of hockey. So stick around with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Sadim, and everything I touch turns to absolute dog shit. Don't believe me? Just listen to these testimonials.
Hey, I'm Chaz. Dr. Sadim touched my during a physical exam. The next thing I know, I have herpes and a syphilitic chancre. Thanks a lot, bro.
Dr. Sadim told me my 1994 Jordan base upper deck was a surefire PSA 10. But it wasn't. It was a 6.
Hey, this is Chad. I was getting all my PSA submissions back on time until Dr. Sadim recommended a new subgroup. Thanks to that asshole, I'll never see my cards again.
He has no idea what it's like out there.
This is Ricky. Yeah, that Ricky, Mr. eBay. This motherfucker told me to invest in Kobe White, Eloy Jimenez, Laurie Markkanen, and Kendrick Nunn. Who in the actual fuck are these guys?
He's nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
That's right. If you need more services and hobby advice instead of just market highs, I'll give you all the lows. Give Dr. Sadim a call at 801-893-1609. I will lead you absolutely wrong.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. You can always reach us on our Instagram page at Pack to the Future Podcast, or give us a call, leave us a voicemail at 801-893-1609. All right, it's time. Seriously, this week. We tried to fool you last week. Time to talk hockey. And
yes, sir.
Chad, I understand it that you have prepared us haiku.
Huh, that's a new one.
Yes,
IQ.
I wanted to give the full experience. I watched a full period. So hockey's played in 3 periods, I found out. I watched 1 period last night. And I was inspired.
A full one, huh? The full one.
No, I watched not the full period. I watched part of a period.
Oh my goodness. So not even 20 minutes? You didn't even make it that long?
Were you sweating by the end of that?
So you were like one of those Instagram influencers who like took a bunch of shots somewhere, but like didn't actually spend any time there eating there or like, you know,
That's
on the
exactly.
beach or anything.
Yeah.
He posted it all over Instagram.
Yeah,
hey, all you
posted a
hockey
video,
guys,
man.
I'm one of you. Yeah, I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's social media for you. We just pulled the curtain back.
I've
But
watched
let's pull it close shut and let's round this show out a little bit.
I've watched Letterkenny. I've grown a beard, not cut my hair. I got in a fight with some guy at 7-Eleven earlier.
Of course you did.
Okay, but no, all kidding aside, I got inspired. I listened to some hockey news and hockey talk, and instead of buying cards on the treadmill this morning on eBay, I prepared a haiku.
Okay.
Tim Peel, hockey ref, famous for puck to his nuts. Fired, damn hot mic.
Hey, that's very timely.
I think you're supposed to snap after those. So I'm giving you snaps.
So Tim Peel, for all of those people like us in the hockey know, was a hockey ref. And apparently he's very famous. He took a shot to the nuts. You guys can go see this on YouTube. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. That's probably why he's most famous. But he got fired this week.
He did. Yeah. He's not even on leave or review, right? He just straight up got fired.
Wait, so
I'm watching Ricky lose it. Now I'm losing.
What? So what he said on the hot mic, was that in retaliation for getting hit in the balls previously? That's just all I can picture.
How funny would that be?
Those damn Predators. Tim, you're going to have to carry us.
Oh, man.
That's all we care about. That's why we wanted to talk about hockey, because somebody took a
shot to the nuts.
Oh, man. Okay.
Doesn't love a good shot to the nuts.
This was bad, though. You know, he basically got caught on the mic saying that he really wanted to give, I think it was the Predators, a penalty early on. Like he wanted to influence the outcome of the game really early on and just throw the whole thing off. And yeah.
And he was 10 months away.
His mic.
He was 10 months away or something from retirement. Whoop, there it goes.
Oh, that's so amazing. Ooh. All right, guys. So with that being said, we are going to talk some hockey. We're going to base it around the 2020-2021 Upper Deck Series 2 hockey box that just came out this week, but we're also going to give you some other hockey data as well. So I'm going to start with a product rundown. We'll try and keep this brief. Series 2 came out this week, depending on your local hobby shop. With us, I think you can get this box around $150. 8 cards per pack. There are 24 packs per box, if I'm not mistaken, and it is loaded with inserts, including the very highly sought after Young Guns rookie insert, which comes 1 in every 4 packs. These are typically one of the main rookie cards that we look for and some of the most valuable ones when it comes to hockey cards. Mm-hmm. Also, you can see canvas cards. And guys, something that I thought was really cool, Ricky, maybe you'll touch on this. There are different inserts, including, what's the name of this? Box fillers, which was pretty interesting. They took the actual box filler, usually just the white, thick pack, and they made it a very rare insert.
Really?
Which I thought was really cool. Yeah. So it is the theme of hockey enforcers, both current and in the past. 1 in every 359 packs. And as you guys know, for me, I'm definitely an insert guy and love chasing those things. So the picture, I don't think does it justice. I would love to see one of these in hand to see if it's truly like those pack fillers. So lots of inserts, 250 base cards, 50 Young Guns, and parallels of those Young Guns as well. So guys, lots of packs, lots of cards, lots of inserts, lots of hype. Ricky, what do these things look like?
Well, first I want to say, Nebrolian, you can suck it from the back. And no one's going to stop Mr. eBay. Because Mr. eBay gives reviews when he has not even opened the product, whenever the hell he wants. All right, now, to the serious business of this hockey box, I've got to say, it's hot. I'm a fan. I might be heading to our card shop in the next 24 to 48 hours and picking up a box of these. I'm going to start with
hours.
the Young Guns. I love the kind of galaxy bottom part of the card. Bottom probably 10th of the card. It looks super cool. It makes me realize I miss Upper Deck. I want Upper Deck in my life again in a meaningful way. The Upper Deck canvas, meh. I could take it or leave it. Now here's the hot fire. Dazzlers and Fluorescence. These cards are sick. They are kind of a purplish pink or pink black and just a really cool background on each one of them. I did not pick up on the fact, Chad, that the box fillers were the cards themselves. Yeah.
And there's a lot of them in these boxes. You know,
here is why I'm going to go get this box. No one in the world likes hockey. So there's nothing, everyone knows there's nothing but Stars hits in the boxes. So when I go pick up my box, I'm going to get this sick red, white, and blue Igor Shesterkin.
we went over this last time when I bought the box.
Oh, we did?
We hit a Young Guns of Shesterkin. I played like a whole audio clip of Shesterkin.
Shesterkin. Yes, I love that guy.
Because he's actually going to come back and play, I think.
Even the marquee rookies are kind of cool in their own way. They're kind of lame, but cool. I like the teal. So yeah, you get a lot of cards for this for a decent price. Ripping some wax. How was your experience, Chad? Did you pick up a box?
So I didn't pick up this box. I had last year's box. I had 1920, and I believe it was a retail box, so I didn't have the same opportunity to get some of the patches, but some of the inserts and things still looked really cool. I still pulled some Young Guns, and that was fun too. But it was fun to open up packs and not feel awful, ripping open a $700 box of cards after not getting anyone. It's much more reasonable after you do it for $100.
Right. Are there rookies that are worth it this year, Timmy?
This year, I didn't really know what happened with the draft, so I punted and I asked one of my Canadian friends who's a big hockey fan, and I quote, "You'll have to bleep this, Ricky. No clue. I wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot pole."
Oof.
Ooh. Well, we're trying to be positive with hockey.
Yeah, I don't.
Did you hear the haiku and the beard and the whole bit?
Well, let's give it a little bit of reference. Why he's so harsh on us? Because Series 1 had Alexis Lafreniere in the butchered U.S. pronunciation. In reference to Laffy, because he's the big chase rookie. So you'd think that there's reason to open Series 1 or Series 2. He says, I quote, "I mean, I have done more push-ups in the last month than Laffy has points. And I haven't worked out the last month." End quote.
There's two problems with that whole review. Tim's friend.
we know you're lying, Tim. It's like BGS putting out cards last year. It ain't real.
I don't know, man. Now I was getting ready to say, yeah, let's go to the card shop this weekend and I'll pick up a box. But
no, Ricky, you still should, because out of anybody who's going to pull a valuable rookie out of this product and not know who it is, but stash it away for 3 years and then finally have a valuable card,
it's me.
It's going to be you.
It used to be you, man. And some of these cards are valuable. So Tim and I went back and did a little research on previous year's cards. And I'll start with 1920, just to give you guys a reference point of, whether or not hockey cards can actually be profitable for those people who want to try to invest or flip them. So 3 people that I took a look at from 1920. Tim, correct my pronunciation. Cale Makar of the Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got it right. Okay. So
I actually don't know that one.
PSA 10.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, his Young Gun PSA 10 currently is $475. This is up from $200 4 months ago. So that's a nice little appreciation during the season here. Jack Hughes of the Devils,
Jake
His
Hughes.
PSA 10s is at, I'm sorry?
Jake Hughes.
What did I say, Jack?
Jake. Yeah. Jake.
Reading isn't fully required to be a doctor. That's why we scribble. So his PSA 10's $330, up from $160 3 months ago. So again, is doubled. And then Quinn Hughes, brother of Jake, probably cousin of Jack, but I don't know who he is. His card has doubled as well over the past 3 to 4 months, which for me is fairly impressive for hockey cards for these second-year guys. And if you're willing to wait a year for a PSA card and submit it for $25 for potential $300 or $400, seems pretty nice to me if you're just looking at it from a flipping standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable, right? Because you have the potential to find a card that, if gradable, works out to 3 or 4 times the price of the box that you paid. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
You going to go to the card shop this weekend, Timmy, and pick one up?
Might.
Meh.
Not after talking to my friend Quinn in Canada, Toronto.
What about some of the older cards, though, Tim? You did some research on those and found some nice bump in those as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking about those prices, I kind of stalled out. This wasn't in our show notes, but Connor McDavid's Young Guns PSA 10, 2-3 years ago, was $400. And if these lower tier rookies are worth that much now, there's a reason for it. And so part of that reason is Connor McDavid's Young Guns is now breaking $3,500 as a PSA 10.
Just his base, not a parallel?
Base Young Guns PSA 10. Ooh. I mean, that caught me by surprise. I hadn't really kept up on his card values, and I looked it up the other day, and that's a lot of money for just a base rookie card in hockey. And there's other stars.
Comparison or context on him. Sorry, Tim. As far as comparing him to a player in a sport people watch.
Oh gosh.
Of course, I'm being sarcastic about that, but seriously, is he the next Mike Trout?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good analogy because he is that good. He's going to be that great an offensive player. He'll probably end up one of the all-time greats, probably just south of Gretzky. But the reason why it's a good analogy to Mike Trout is because he'll probably never play in a playoff game or win a playoff series. The Oilers, they pay him so much that because of how limited they are in terms of building a team around him, they're just, the poor guy's never going to be a winner.
Wow. Does that matter with hockey cards? Will hockey cards spike in value? I think we talked about that a few episodes ago, right? Right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of potential, right? So you think about McDavid's Young Guns being this high. There's some other up-and-coming rookies, like Patrick Laine. His Young Guns is down in sub-200 level. Of course, he just got traded and needs to prove himself a little bit again. But Matthew Barzal, 200, 260. So if those guys are the up-and-coming stars, you look at Connor McDavid being the ceiling of their values, there's a lot of room for growth there. There's just room to really, really spike as far as value goes. So I think it's going to be a really hidden market, especially as hobbyists shift from basketball and football to somewhere there's value besides baseball. So what?
Yeah. I'm asking Ricky a little question here. So I tried to think to myself how many hockey teams I could name in a minute.
Okay.
Ricky, should we put you to the test?
Yeah, I'll try.
You want to give it a go?
Sure.
Is this you or Ricky?
Sorry to put you on the spot here.
No,
we're putting Ricky on the spot to see how many he can name. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, how many teams could I actually name? And so instead of asking him ahead of time, I completely interrupt the flow of the show to ask him this dumbest question to try and hope that it's funny.
I think I'm going to surprise you, Doc.
Good. And I think I just ruined this bit.
Tell me when to go.
Ricky, are you ready?
Ready.
And go.
Edmonton Oilers, Phoenix Coyotes, Las Vegas Golden Knights,
3.
Anaheim Ducks, Mighty Ducks, LA Kings, St. Louis Blues, Washington Capitals, Montreal Canadiens, Toronto, Chicago Blackhawks, Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep. That's 10.
Carolina Panthers.
Meh.
Florida
Hurricanes.
Carolina
That might be football.
Denver. Colorado Avalanche. Then you've got Minnesota. Who the hell are they now?
And time. Ricky, I'm impressed. I'm impressed you got 11.
Yeah.
That's much better than I thought you would do.
That was 12, actually. But yeah, it depends on
But who's
how much
counting?
credit you want to give. Yeah.
Tim's
I can't
counting.
read. I can't count.
I can't read, and I can't count.
What do you want from me?
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean,
I feel like there's a hockey joke in there, but I'm going to let it slide.
All right. Well, when we come back, Tim put money down on 2 boxes of NBA Prizm and got screwed. We'll be right back after this.
Here at Pack to the Future podcast, we are trying to end hobby homelessness. For just a pack a month, you can help end this homelessness. That pack a month will help a hobby collector that lost his home due to the rising prices of Donruss and NBA hoops. Won't you donate today?
Won't you? All right, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Feel free to reach out to us at our email at packtothefuture podcast@gmail.com. Timmy, you made it.
It's begun.
On a level of 1 to 5, how mad are you at Chad?
For what?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Ricky.
Chad, Timmy, you bought you made a bad investment.
Just a bad investment?
Oh, 2 bad investments.
Just 2 bad investments?
3 bad investments.
This is supposed to be an hour show, guys. Ricky, we could be going for a while.
Tell us about the latest and my favorite.
Are we talking just the last 2 days favorite?
Well,
Latest?
Here, let me put some context into play here. We're going to talk about Prizm basketball. And
thank you,
up
Chad.
until about a week or 2 ago, Tim had secured what looked to be a pretty good investment with getting his hands on 2 boxes, one of which through yours truly.
Chad, yeah.
Through our local card shop.
After Chad and I convinced him that we had gotten pre-bought boxes and pissed him off so bad.
Hey, what? I told you guys are making that up.
Ricky, you got to tell this. Tell it quickly. This is good.
Oh, come on.
So Tim reaches out to us. Our local card shop puts it on Facebook that the first 12 people or whatever in line, this next Wednesday or whatever random day it was, first people to come sign up and put like $200 down, $250.
150.
150, yep.
Had to put $150 down, and then you would get a box of Prizm that was coming out on release day. The boxes were ridiculously priced, like $1,800 or $2,500.
Well, $1,800 through the card shop total
Yes.
price. But
Right.
the eBay prices started around $3,000 and now are about 20. Well, as of a week ago, we're 2,500.
So Tim reaches out to us, says, "Hey, what time do you guys think I need to be there at the card shop if I want to get my name on the list?" And Chad and I start saying, "I don't know, man. We already arranged it with our local card shop owner that we each got 2 boxes each. So I don't know."
And this went on for like an hour. We just kept digging it deeper and deeper.
And then we're like, well, so there goes 4 of the boxes. So it's not that you have to be first 11; it's first 7, man.
Oh, I'm sitting there reading these texts, and I'm like, no, like, why on earth would Heidi give these 2 yahoos a box offer before they would offer to me? Like, she knows that I would absolutely want Prizm basketball.
Did you
We
text
were
her?
shocked she didn't offer you, man.
Oh, screw you guys.
Did you text her?
I hadn't at that point because it's like one of those awkward things, right? Like, because like I'm not supposed to know that you guys got offered a box, right? Because you purposely didn't text me if this was the scenario.
But then we kept egging you on. I kept texting like, yeah, you know what? I think she would love for you like to reach out to her and just ask her to be put on the list.
And it was getting late at night at this point. Like we were really hoping you were going to text her. Hey, I heard Chad and Ricky got this hot deal.
Never did though. I held strong.
So you went, you put down the money. Chad made amends for our prank and helped you get a second box.
Yeah. So, well, Chad and I put the $150 down. That was the deposit that she was requiring to be able to secure a box at the pre-order price that she was offering at $1,800, which at the time was fantastic value. And it still might be, hopefully it still is. But at the time we were thinking, you know, these hobby boxes might resell at $2,500, $3,000. Those were the prices we were seeing at like Dave & Adams, at Blowout, on eBay for pre-sales. And not that I was immediately going to resell these because, you know, I actually wanted to maybe offer these as like a random team break for some people I know on Facebook. And that would have been fun because then you get to open it, except other people are footing the bill. That's the cool part about breaking. But last week happened.
Speaking of breaking, LaMelo's wrist snapped into 74 pieces.
Do we actually know what bone he broke, Chad? Was it his scaphoid?
I didn't look at it. I thought I saw that he was out 8 to 12 weeks. That's a guess, though, because I didn't look specifically.
If it is 8 to 12 weeks,
that's a long time. And that bone doesn't always recover. It doesn't always heal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not a good one. So that happened, which would seemingly drive down the price of product. Now, let's give people a little bit of comparison of why his particular card may drive down the price of the box. If we look at last year's Prizm, okay, take the Zion. You get a base Zion in a box. You're thrilled, right? You're stoked. You ship it off to PSA. Comes back a PSA 10. That card right now is worth $650. You get a silver Zion and say it comes back as a 9, which is still a pretty good card and would be a super highly sought after card. $900.
Nice.
You get the PSA 10. That's a $4,000 card. So even then you're not even 2Xing the box. If you get, I don't know if I want to say that would be a case hit, but it'd be pretty darn close.
I mean, it'd be a Chase rookie. It's absolutely the Chase rookie, aside from the colored, lower numbered parallels. I mean, that's the card you're opening these boxes for.
It's like a realistic card to go after.
It is. Yeah. And that's Zion. So I think that there was so much obviously hype Zion as opposed to LaMelo. I think Zion would be at a higher pedestal than that.
I agree.
And these boxes are still crazy priced. Now,
I never understood this year. Yeah.
Getting hurt would seemingly drive down the price of the product, but then something else really big happened this week. And guys, I think this will be for the positive for us. First off the line Dutch auction for Prizm started at $4,500. I did not purchase them. None of us did. However, the price got all the way to the bottom of that Dutch auction at $2,500, which apparently stayed there for some period of time before stating that it was sold out.
It might have been $2,000. Was it 25?
Was it 2,000?
I think it was 2,000.
Oh, it was 2,000.
It was a really bad number. It was a bad number relative to the hobby box. So I mean, it's good and bad. So why is this possibly good for us, Chad?
Okay, so this could be good for us. That it seems like Prizm is the staple basketball product that everyone measures cards off of. And if that price is being lowered, then perhaps Panini won't sell as many hobby boxes at such an astronomical price, and maybe those box prices tend to come down.
That's awfully optimistic. I don't know that there's a whole lot of precedent for boxes going below suggested retail. I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, I think Don Russ basketball this year actually did do that. You know, the release price was atrocious, and for a little while they were actually selling under release price. And now that LaMelo's out, it's not like he's out of the product. You know, he's still going to be great rookie. He might not win rookie of the year now, but he's still in the product. So I don't know that the prices are going to drop a whole lot. but this was certainly not a good sign for Panini.
And I think that's more of what I mean, not for this particular product with Prizm, but going forward with boxes in the future, perhaps we see these go down so that Ricky can go to the card shop without us, go buy these basketball boxes, find Luka's that he can store in his junk box. So from that aspect, it could be really good.
Yeah. I tried to take one of those piles of dog shit off of your hands.
Yeah, for $150, you a-hole.
What? We were talking the bubble burst. We're going
Ricky
back
heard it from himself.
Back to olden days.
It's actually kind of terrifying, Chad, right? $1,800 seemed like a really good box, good relative to what they were probably going to go for a price.
Yep.
I think they might be worth less than $1,800 by the time I go and pick up these boxes. $2,000 for first off the line. First off the line is supposed to be a titch higher than the hobby box. At least in years past, it has been. Yep. Maybe people are down on first off the line and finally catching on to the gimmick that there's really, you get like one parallel that may or may not sell better than the other cards in the regular hobby product. But maybe people are finally catching on. So hopefully a hobby box is worth around that amount, but I honestly think that it might drop to like $1,500 a box.
No, this year it won't. And think about this. So I just made the argument that it should, right? But
sure. But
Donruss still sold for $900 to $1,200. Donruss.
Yep. It started at $800.
It still is. So
yeah.
Prizm will still go for high. You're still going to make money back on it as much as Ricky and I don't want you to.
No. So, I mean, this segues perfectly into how things go for me in the hobby. I mean, this is not how things go for me. I mean, I think of a great idea and it should make money and it does the exact opposite. That's why I hate economics. That's why I almost failed and had to drop it in college so that it wouldn't show up on my grades.
What? This is news, man. This explains a lot.
This is the first course I was ever at risk of failing.
We've been taking a lot of hobby economic advice from you, Tim.
That's Dr. Sadim. In all seriousness, like everything I touch turns to absolute garbage. I mean, this is a great example. More recent examples. I mean, shoot, you don't even have to go back that far. I mean, I made a big deal of checking off a Jordan rookie card on my 2021 hobby goals.
Yeah.
And what did it do right afterwards? It dropped. I mean, the market corrected by like 30, 35, 40% on it. It's worth like $8,000 right now.
The power of Tim is greater than the power of Gary V tweeting that the card market is just getting started.
Yeah, you're Gary.
That's how powerful you are.
You are Gary V's Darth Vader.
I'm the anti-Gary V for the hobby. So bad.
Dr. Meh.
It's just, it's so horrible. It's a running joke for people on Facebook now. All I have to say is like, I don't even have to write anything behind the post. I just put a player's name and they're like, oh, nope, time to sell that player. It's like I just jinxed him. And, I talked last episode. All I did was talk about Eloy. I just mentioned that Eloy and Robert are now kind of my White Sox boys. That's all I did. I didn't even buy any Eloys at the Dallas show. Everybody was trying to scramble and pick up his stuff because everybody's super high on him. I somehow did not pick any because the prices were all inflated at the show. And what happens this week? He tries to rob a home run, crashes into the wall, which he did last year already and got a concussion from. And all the reports were he sustained a shoulder injury. So I'm like, well, that sucks, but hopefully he's okay for the main season. And then today's report, he tore off his pec. The tendon tore. It's not his shoulder.
Ouch.
That's the junkie jinx right there.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to buy his card this time. I whispered his name. We talked about NBA Top Shot too. All this hype leading up to it.
I forgot.
Everything was exploding.
That was stupid.
You are a rube and a noob and a boob for doing this.
What happens after I finally get my moments so that I could try to buy one of the super rare packs?
I don't know. We'll figure it out after. Sorry. Going.
During March Madness last week, who did I pick Illinois versus Loyola Chicago. Illinois is a number one seed. Loyola Chicago's like shouldn't even be in the dance.
That's your hometown.
So Illinois should have been a lock to cover 5.5 points.
How much did you lose on that arrangement?
I don't disclose that stuff, but
put it in terms of cards.
It was
four digits.
It was a Ja Morant optic PSA 10.
Oh.
That was a lock. It should have been a lock. And 5 minutes into the game, they're really not going to cover. I mean, it was like something ridiculous. Like, they were losing 19-10 or something stupid.
I'll give you this, Tim. You are persistent. When it comes to gambling, you're not going to take no for an answer. You just keep going for it. You say, you know what? I've lost 10,000 in a row, but I got the next one.
Variance will swing my way eventually, right? That's the law of averages.
It's the law of that economics class you took.
So basically, if I ever say that I'm interested in a player like Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, you just do the exact opposite. You go the other way, you find somebody else. Just Ja Morant. What happened with Ja, Ted, earlier this year? I got the select in-flight Ja Morant auto back as a redemption I purchased the redemption off of somebody who got it back. I was all excited because I was out of 35 or some low number. Sent it off to BGS and it graded back a min gem, BGS 9.5. Thankfully, I sold it right away because I knew that his cards were kind of hyped up. And you tried to tell me that he tore his ACL and I almost believed you.
I didn't try to tell you. I did, and you did believe me.
Own it, Tim.
But hey, let's circle back around here to Prizm. Tim, if we've got anyone out there who wants to buy a box of Hobby Prizm for $3,000, Tim will sell it to you.
Absolutely.
I don't think we'll be opening any of it. I think that's a fairly safe assumption. Correct, guys?
Yeah, even my itch for rip and wax will be plenty suppressed with this one.
Are you sure?
I'm not going to say never.
See, it already begins. I've already exposed a crack. All right, it's been another fun show for Chad and Tim. I'm Ricky, the reviewer of cards without even ripping them open. Wishing all of you what of one night.
What?
Packs. We've been ripping packs open.
Ricky, are you still recording?
No.
All right. So Tim and I have a question for you. This is actually going to cause us a problem. Wow. I was on Facebook and someone was talking about like podcasts, and this guy who I didn't know his name, Brian Briggs.
Yeah.
He gave us a shout out, like an unsolicited shout out. He wasn't even one of the guys that we paid.
Right.
And
yeah, I don't think we have really interacted with him before, right? No, I don't recognize the handle at all.
I didn't notice it. And anyway, I was on like my personal page and I was just like, oh, hey, thanks for the shout out. Like, wink, like, hey, this is me. And he's like, gosh, your guys' show is so funny. He said that he was at work on a ladder.
Yeah.
And he was listening to the show, laughing so hard that he almost fell off. Like he was so shaken up. He had to take personal time off of work because of laughing on the show. Oh. So I guess Tim and I's question to you as an attorney, like, if we injure someone, we almost had someone drive off the road one time listening to the show. Are we at risk of this? Like, would we be at fault if that happened?